Honey, did y'all hear what's going on in these streets? It's sad that you can't even be black and want to go and get some drinks, or you're going to be kicked out. This white woman go over, bother this black people and say, oh, we cannot serve y'all because y'all smell like marijuana. Yeah, she got her nerve, and everybody's saying they want her behind fire. You know what? This is our America. Okay. And we're not going to stand for the disrespect. We're not going to stand for all that stuff they're trying to bring. So I got a video. I want us to watch it, react to it. Then I got to say what I want to say about this. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And I want to know your thoughts about this. You heard me? Check this out.
We got another restaurant. A restaurant falsely accuses black customer of smelling like marijuana and refusing to serve them. Here it is.
I'm just so you're saying you can't serve us because of why? I can smell you. I can't serve you because I smelled it when you came into the
Do you smoke? Do you smoke? I don't smoke.
I can only go off of
You're going off of what? You're going off of what? You're going off of what's your name? What's your name?
My name
Tell me your name. And you're discriminating.
I'm not. I'm making
We don't smoke. No one here smokes.
ABC license.
So now you can't serve us because we smell like smoke?
I'm coming to you
okay.
and telling you that I can't serve because I can smell marijuana and I won't be serving another else. That's right. Yes.
Okay, let's get into a quick story time about how I was racially profiled at a Michelin-star restaurant here in Dallas, Texas. And I want to start by saying I understand how I handled the situation was inappropriate. I was coming from a place of anger.
Oh, hell no. You handled that very appropriately. Why do black people gotta apologize after they get gaslight? Why do y'all gotta be sorry? They accuse you of smoking weed, of doing drugs, and you did not do drugs. That's offensive. That's enough for me to go off on you. When you accuse me of doing drugs and then you want to kick me out the restaurants because you accuse me of doing drugs, falsely accusing drugs, hell no, I don't care how sweet you may come off. That was nasty. But comment what y'all think about this.
Hurt, and truly what I was being accused of is so far from the truth, and I bear receipts. I know these are unofficial. Now that I've decided to seek legal counsel based off of this statement today, I am going to go get an official drug test. With that being said, I do want to notate that Maroma is owned by Big Deal Hospitality, which also owns Casa Brasa. And I have had some conversations with former Casa Brasa employees who also state that, in fact, this establishment does discriminate and racially profile Black people. Now, let's get into it. So immediately upon coming into the restaurant, we were told that we could be seated, but we could not stay long due to existing reservations. And we're like, okay, that's fine. Like, we already had dinner. We're just here for a few drinks. So as soon as I walked into the restaurant, I asked where the restroom was. They showed me it was in the back right corner. So when you get back there, there's a single male stall on the left and a single woman's stall on the right. The woman's stall is occupied. So I'm sitting there for a few minutes and then I decide I'm just going to use the male stall because it's open. So I use the restroom and go back to the table and everything is pretty normal. So about 15 minutes after I used the restroom, we were approached by Danielle, the general manager, and she informs us that there had been complaints because the woman's bathroom reeked of marijuana. And based off her observation, she was no longer able to serve us alcohol. And I had been the only one that had went to the restroom. And if you guys remember correctly, I didn't use the woman's stall. It's really sad that I'm taking a drug test to prove that just because I'm Black does not mean that I smoke weed. And just because I'm reactive to racial profiling does not mean that I'm guilty. But with that being said, let's look at the oral swab. So you can see negatives, double, positive, single. This was the first one that we did. She's negative. I'm doing this. This one I just did it. She's still reading, but she's negative.
Ooh, did you see that? Do y'all mind if I speak on this? Do y'all mind if I speak on this? Press one if you don't mind. Man. Black woman, honey. Ooh, it's hard out here. Black woman walks into a white restaurant, y'all. Her and her people, they already ate. They just want some drinks, right? She got to pee. She walks to the bathroom. The women's stall is occupied. Somebody already in there. Somebody is in there. So what she does, she used the men's stall instead. Handles her business, walk back to the table, everything normal. 15 minutes later, the white manager walks up to her, talking about some, I smell marijuana in the women's bathroom. I cannot serve you alcohol. Pretty much telling them they got to go because she was only there for alcohol. And if you can't serve them alcohol, they're going to be like, well, you got to go. And they already told them, listen, we can't seat you for a long time. You got to go, you know? But hold on. Let's get this clear. The women's bathroom, the one she was never in, she never went to the women's bathroom. The one that was already occupied when she got there. She used the men's stall, never stepped foot into the women's bathroom, but this manager smelled weed and blamed the black woman for a bathroom she was physically never in. Ain't that crazy? That's the whole trick right there, y'all. Manager didn't check cameras, didn't ask what was in the women's bathroom or who was in the women's bathroom before her, didn't investigate shit, just smelled weed, saw a black face, come back from the bathroom and said it must be her ass. Couldn't even get the right bathroom. Accused her of smoking in the women's when she used the men's bathroom. That's how lazy racism is, okay? Didn't need facts. Did this white woman have any facts? Nope. She didn't need no proof. She didn't have no proof. She needed a black person with sniffing distance, okay? So the black woman says, I don't even smoke. Manager says, I only can go off my observations. Observations of what? That she's black? That ain't no observation. That's an assumption. Okay? And honey, one of my kings and queens said in the comments, said it best. So the restaurant don't have cameras that shows who went in the bathroom and out the bathroom. Exactly. Where's that footage at? You got all the observations, but no film, no logins, no ma'am. Honey, we saw you enter the women's bathroom. They don't got none of that because you can't say that because she did not even go into the women's bathroom. Another one of y'all saying, I guarantee not one other customer was moved or asked to be moved. And you damn right. They wasn't going to bother those white people. Point out which customers got up and moved tables. Where's the move table at? No, you put out this whole statement about other guests, but you don't name them. You don't show receipts. You just expect us to believe the black woman stunk up your whole bougie toilet when she wasn't even in that women's bathroom. Girl, get out of here with that. So now here's where it gets worse, y'all, because they called her a liar to her face. She went and she took drug tests. This black woman took multiple drug tests, oral swabs to prove that she does not smoke weed because they accused her of something she didn't even do. And she had to prove her innocence like this is a damn courtroom. And guess what? Negative, negative, negative. Every single last one. She does not smoke. She never did. But she had to swab her mouth just to sit at a damn restaurant. When I tell you, y'all, when I tell you the gall, the absolute gall of these people, she had to prove her innocence to a white manager who probably can't even spell. She probably can't even smell good, right? Spell good. But suddenly she's a forensic nose expert. Honey, and one of my people asked a question I've been asking myself. How does this stupid, bloody woman know what marijuana smells like unless she smokes? Exactly. How you know what it smells like? You got a PhD in dank? You certified weed smeller now? You've been doing field research, or you just assuming because that's what you assume about black people? And the smart ones in the comments figure it out, y'all. One said, bet money some white women in there use a vape in the bathroom, left a smell, and the restaurant just blamed the black people. Honey, that's exactly what happened. Some Becky went up in there with her little mango flavored disposable, blew a cow, walked out. And when the white manager went to check, she smelled that weed and said, must have been the black girl, because it couldn't be the white girl, right? It couldn't be the employee, because another commenter said the restaurant is trying to avoid one of their own employees being under fire, because the ones who cannot leave the premises because they are on the clock are more than willing to go in the bathroom and real quick duck off and think they can smoke real quick. Honey, the employee probably did it. Hell. And they pinned it on a black customer, because that's what they do, y'all. They always do us like that. And the restaurant still doubled down on it. Can you believe it? Put out a whole statement talking about other guests asked to be moved. And this has nothing to do with race. Had nothing to do with race, honey. Then why was the only table you accused the black table? Why didn't you check the cameras? Why didn't you name these mysterious guests who's supposed to ask to move? Because you cannot. Because you made that shit up. One of the people said in the comments, that letter was a bunch of filler. Yeah, of course. We don't understand that they have to have a right to respond to the smell of weed in their establishment. We understand they got a right to do that. But how they know it was these black people? They never even mentioned where they smelled the smoke, okay? Because they cannot. Because they don't know, because they just made shit up. But see, this ain't even about one restaurant no more. This is the damn playbook. And one of y'all said it. This has to be in somebody's playbook of what they supposed to do during black people. When black people come to the restaurant, they don't want their ass there. Because I've seen several videos where workers are coming to black people saying they smell like weed. And honey, they right. They just did the same thing to Blueface and his girl at another restaurant. Same. They assume they assume black people smell like weed. All of y'all smell like weed. You smell like marijuana. Same refusal of service, because if you smell like marijuana, they're gonna say we can't serve you. This is the new tactic, y'all. Y'all better wake up. They can't say, oh, we don't want to serve your kind no more. That's too damn obvious. That's too lawsuit friendly, right? So now they say, I smell weed. The same magic words ask the police. You notice that? The same automatic guilt, same prove your innocence trap. And this ain't the first time for this company. The same parent company earlier this year, different black woman celebrating a graduation told no pictures in the waiting area. They complied. They didn't take no pictures. They ate, they paid, they leave, they come walk out, right? White girls taking flashing photos in that same area. Black woman asks the host about it. His face drops. She pulls out her phone. Company puts out a statement calling them liars too. Proud minority owned restaurant, same script, same we're not racist, you're lying type energy. Same shield they pull out every time they get caught. And the customer got no reason to lie, y'all. The company got every reason to lie, and they do it every single time. And of course, the trolls in the comments, you knew they was coming. One said 100% of the dude had smoke. Honey, they wanted to be racist so bad. Another person said loud, obvious, and lying. Fatigue. I can feel the black through the comments. And my favorite, God bless that restaurant manager, their presence was making everything look so dirty. Keep up the good work. That's what they said about those black people, honey. You see what they do to us? They always make the black person the criminal. Always. Even when she took a drug test to pass. Even when she had video proof, she used a men's stall. Even when she never used the bathroom, the women's bathroom, they accused her of using. Honey, they still say, well, one of the dudes probably smoke, because in their mind, we all smoke. We all lie. We all deserve it, right? And then you got the respectable crowd. I see too many of my people looking, acting, and sounding a mess and doing the most, including smelling like weed, which is something I hate smelling, and then want to act oblivious like victims and cry racism. You know what I gotta say to those people? Listen, even if she walked in there smelling like a whole dispensary, that is not grounds to refuse service. White people walk in smelling like cigarettes, stale beer, wet dog, Axle body spray, whatever the hell they want, and they still get service. They get welcome. They get right this way, sir. And honey, one of my people said it. What the hell is wrong with smelling like marijuana? White people smell like sugar boogers and a wet dog ass crack, okay? And they still get served. And ain't nobody, and ain't another one said marijuana is a no-no, but smelling like a wet dog is always acceptable. Honey, the double standards is the point, okay? The manager didn't walk up to every table doing a sniff test. She walked up to the black table. That ain't no policy. That's prejudice, okay? Yeah, that's what that is. And so here's a survival manual, y'all, okay? One, I need y'all to document everything. Yes, pull out y'all phone, record, get the names. I'm talking about title statements because they lie. They lie so easy. It's so fucking scary. Two, don't spend your money where you're not wanted, y'all. Y'all got trillions of spending power. Let them cook for each other. Let them smell their own wet dogs at their own damn tables. Three, support black owned. Hello? Support black owned. One of my people said, we need a damn app. We need a database of every racist restaurant, every I smell weed establishment, logged, rated, and reviewed, and let people know before they waste their time. Four, when they say it had nothing to do with race, honey, it has everything to do with race. That's what they tell us. That's the confession. They already know they're wrong. That's the statement is for the courtroom, not for you. So don't believe a word of it. Five, when they ask you to prove your innocence, don't. Not to them. You don't owe them a drug test. You don't owe them calm. You was calm because she was trying to survive the damn moment, okay? But you don't have to be. You could be loud. You could be angry. You could be exactly as upset as you are because being falsely accused is frustrating, is inferior. Being racially profiled is humiliating. And you don't have to perform respectability for people who already decided that your ass was guilty. So to every white restaurant, every white manager, every white owned spot that thinks I smell like marijuana, honey, is the perfect cover up. It's the perfect loophole, the perfect way to get rid of black customers without saying the quiet part out loud. Honey, we heard you. We smelled you. And honey, the only thing reeking in that restaurant was your racism. Okay? Y'all smell that? Woo! I smell a lawsuit and it's strong. Okay? Do y'all smell that? Because I smell it.